We all know that a chocolate bar is fabulous in and of itself. Melt in the mouth, luscious, mood enhancing. So if you're going to cook with chocolate, you have to be sure you're going to make something really special. And I am sure. The thing about cooking with chocolate, well, it's two things. One, it's very easy and you can make lots of different things. And two, everyone will thank you for it. And my chocolate banquet is really something to behold. Whether it's an old-fashioned cake coated in thick chocolatey frosting, an unbelievably delicious chocolate cheesecake with a crisp base and smooth creamy topping, chocolate caramel crispy cakes, little morsels of heaven, or triple chocolate brownies that manage simultaneously to be chewy and melting. And just before bed it has to be a rum and cinnamon hot chocolate, the perfect late night treat. My old-fashioned chocolate cake is one of my family's favourites. Oh, it is so luscious. And the fact that this is scarcely any harder than a cake mix cake to make makes it a joy. Now, the one thing I would advise, a bit of organisation, not normally my strong point, but because there are a lot of ingredients that you're just plonking into the processor, get them out first. Start off with a cup and a half, it's about 200 grams, of plain all-purpose flour, and a cup of sugar, it's 200 grams, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of bicarb, baking soda, and 2 teaspoons of really good vanilla. About 2/3 of a cup, 150 mils, a small tub, of sour cream, and this for me is the magic ingredient here. And about a stick and a half, 175 grams of good unsalted butter, but this must be soft. You want it to blend easily. And 1/3 of a cup of gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous cocoa. And, finalmente, 2 eggs. Everything goes in the processor. I blitz to mix, pour into 2 waiting tins, 20 centimetre, 8 inches, and then I'm going to transfer them to a 350 Fahrenheit, 180 centigrade oven for, give or take, half an hour, and then the cakes are baked. I've got about 175 grams, that's 6 ounces of semi-sweet, really good dark chocolate in here, melted with 75 grams or 3/4 of a stick of butter, and this fudgy goo is the basis of the frosting for these cakes. To the butter and chocolate, I need to add a bit of corn syrup or golden syrup, about a tablespoon. This will ensure the frosting shines. Spoonful, teaspoon of vanilla again, and half a cup, about 125 mils of sour cream. Now just mix all together. I could eat this as it is. Last component, some icing sugar, some powdered sugar, about 2.5 cups, 300 grams. You could sieve straight into this bowl and you'd have your frosting there. I, however, can't. It's just one of those jobs I can't endure. So put it in the processor and mix. Every lump miraculously removed. And now the one goes into the cover. I have to say my children so love this cake. I use it to bribe them to do their homework. And mix again. Let's have a quick look. Lovely. Now another third or so on top. I call it an old-fashioned chocolate cake, and I like it to have an old-fashioned look, so I just keep it swirly and slightly uneven. So I think it's what's called making a virtue out of necessity. And now I think I need a slightly bigger palette knife for this to go round the sides. And, you know, old-fashioned chocolate cake needs an old-fashioned adornment. Sugar flowers to be dotted around the cake just before the frosting dries. This is so lovely. I can't think of any more welcoming sight in the kitchen than this. I'm really happy if I get a good supply of chocolate in the house. I've got some milk there. I definitely want some semi-sweet too. Probably the most useful chocolate for cooking with. Oh, and I have to have little chips or morsels. The thing about these, you can scatter them into any mixture when you're baking, and you've got lovely melting nuggets of chocolate later. The more the merrier. You know, you can never have too much chocolate, and I've got the basics, but who wants to stop there? What I really want is some deeply gorgeous, bittersweet chocolate. Oh, and I tell you as well, I have a real thing about the combination of salt and sweet. So I got to take this, yum, 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 chocolate with salt in it. Oh, and this looks nice. I call this the pioneering spirit.